Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Emma and my channel is all about colouring and collaging. Sometimes I do them separately and sometimes I do them together. But today what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix up one of my terrible backgrounds in Spooky Colouring Book by Sarah Zwickek. Sorry, I butchered that name. I've done a terrible background in here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and use Collage to fix it up. I don't know what's happened. What I did was I did the background in watercolour. I hated it, and then I thought maybe I can draw some little sketchy flowers around the back to try and fix it up, and that didn't work either. So then I literally just stopped with the page because I didn't want to even look at it. Thinking more about it, I thought maybe I can just collage the whole back of the page and do something fun with it. And then this is still a whip because I didn't want to finish colouring it in because I'd literally given up on the page. But now I'm going to come back and I'm going to sort it out. So the first thing I thought I had to do is do a full background. So basically I might cut this out of the centre and then paste a background onto this whole back page, and then we can see from there. So I did go through all my books just to find a book that's big enough to, if I get images from, that can actually fit this whole background. Most of my books for some reason are a little bit slimmer, so I did struggle, but I found this one, which is Our Fragile World, and I'm not sure if it's got anything in it or not, but we'll go through it and see how we go. So I think the first thing to do is just to cut the bottle out, and then what I can do is I can use the image and place it in the pictures in the book just to see how it fits. So that's the first thing I'll do. So I'm just using an X-Acto knife. I'd say the first thing to remember about one of these is always just use yourself a nice sharp blade, and I have one of these little boxes that push the blades out. That's really good so you don't cut yourself. So there we go. There's the bottle all cut out. It's not perfect, but what I can do is I can go around and fix that later. Really all I needed was to see the background. What I'll do is I'll just put some of this underneath just so it's not confusing. You can see what's underneath on the other bit. So I just wanted this out, and then we'll get the book. We'll just flip through the book and see what we've got. So if I just keep this by my side just to see what size we're looking at, but I'll just flip through this book and we can see if we can find anything. I could do something like this for the background. And then I could maybe chop out some of this lava from this side and put it coming and flowing through here. So I like that. So what I'll do is I'll chop that out just to keep a hold of it. Could use this, and I could tuck it in between some of the fish and have some of the fish coming over. But I'm not 100% sure on that, so I'll leave that one in there. That frog's pretty cool. If I could somehow fit this and the frog's arms coming around and holding on to it, I'll cut that frog out. We'll see what we can do with that. One thing you do always have to check out before you cut anything out is always check what's on the back, because there could be something better on the back and you don't want to cut it up. Keep that frog, I think that might work. So I like this river scene, and maybe have the frog in there too. Okay, I like that. So I'll cut that out. That's pretty cool. Okay, I'll cut this out. And then I think I'll cut this out too, because I like that. But I do like the idea of the frog. It would actually be really cool to have this jar in the middle of all these kids doing a dance, but I think the lines are quite blurry and I think that'd be really hard to cut out and make it look realistic. Those colours would work, and I could put this in here behind the cactus, and I could pop this other big cactus from this side on the page as well. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I'll leave that one for the moment. I might go back and get it out. I'm not 100%. Just thinking of this one again for the frog. And it's very... No, I don't think so. I like the other one better. Okay, so let's look through what we've got. We didn't get too much. So the first one idea I had was to have we can pop this in here. What I'd do is I'd cut out a little bit here, so pop it behind and make it fit a little bit better. I think this would, how would this fit? In here, yeah, good, that would fit well. So you'd pop that in here, and then I'd cut some of the lava out from here. So there'd be some, I'd make it so there's some lava coming up from here and then maybe coming in and around, weaving around. I like that option, that's a good one. And then the other one was this one, which is kind of odd. I could tuck this in the buildings here, or not buildings, fields. And the other one was this one here. We can cover up this and then maybe see if this little frog can hold this. I think I'm going to try this one first, and if that one doesn't work, we'll do the volcano one. Do some cutting and then we'll go from there. I'll cut this frog out first. Okay, there we have the frog. Let's first see what we can do with the frog. Got a feeling you might need to cut his arms off him so we can make it look like it's fitting around, but so we can see him. So, or maybe if we put it something like this. So I like the look of this. But if we can, I don't want to put it on too much of an angle that you can't see the little man in here. But then I do like, I want to see the frog, you know. So maybe if I can tuck it in like this. The other way we can do it is maybe pop the frog here. We could pop him like this, cut this frog's arm off. Could do it like that, but I think I like it on an angle. So somehow I will figure out how to put it on an angle. Okay, I will figure out how to glue this down, and then I will glue it down and get back to recording, because this might take me a while to actually just structure it the right way. Okay, so when I was trying to figure out what to do with this mat, which I did figure out, I can keep the bottle upright and move him around, and I don't know why I couldn't figure that out before. But I did actually think that I like this background better. So I cut it to size a little bit. This is the other one that I cut. So what I need to do is just make sure that it is to size. But I'm thinking I want to nestle him in here, behind here. So what I'll do to start with, before I do any of that, I'll just cut this out. It is very much a game of just trying all different things and seeing what works when you're doing collage. So if I could pop this in here, the bottle can go into here. So it's kind of nestled in here. And then this little man can come around the sides here. Can move it so I can still see. There we go. So he's holding on to it. The bottle now looks like it's not floating in the air, like it was kind of floating around before. So now it looks like it's not floating. What I might do is trim it off a little bit at the bottom here, and then at the top here. This is the size of the, so if I trim it just a tiny bit here, and you have your little froggy hanging here. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll go finish it off. I'll go colour in the rest of the whip, tie it all, glue it all down, and then I will come back and show you what the finished product looks like. Okay? And there we go. Froggy holding his bottle. So the one thing that I did change, which you didn't see before when I was doing it, was I did end up cutting off the frog's arm just here, and so I could maneuver it more, because you can't tell because it's behind here. But I wanted to be able to see the axolotl, and before there was no way that I could get the frog's hand moved without covering up all the axolotl's tail. So I just cut it and then moved it in an angle that I can see all the axolotl, because that's really the main part of the picture that I didn't want to lose. So it worked out really well, and I just put some Posca dots in there, pink and white, just to make it combine more with the actual image here. And then also my daughter said, which I thought was pretty cute, she said that these guys look like tadpoles, and so it looks like the frog's looking after his little tadpoles. So I'm happy with that and how that ended up, and it looks a lot better than what it was before with that really bad background. Okay, thanks guys. Until next time, bye.